Crazy markets we got out there, right? But don't let them shake you out. This is going to be the most important video you have heard all year. Something massive just happened behind the scenes, and it's not a rumor, it's official. Ripple just made a move that puts us directly inside the global banking system. Now, I'm not exaggerating when I say this could even end Swift as we know it. But before we get there, we got to set up the picture, right? The macro picture is exploding. Governments are moving on Bitcoin. Gold is leading the next leg of the bull cycle. And the altcoin rotation we've been waiting for, folks, it's here. So strap in, because in this next 15, 20 minutes or so, we'll see how it goes. We're connecting every dot the mainstream media is ignoring. We're talking about from Florida's Bitcoin bill to Ripple's 1 billion acquisition to why the entire financial world is quietly retooling for blockchain settlement. If you missed this one, you'll be 6 months too late when this party's about to happen next. So let's dive in, folks. We're starting right here, right from where I live. My very home state. I'm proud to say I live in Florida. Look what they're doing. Florida just filed House Bill 183. And guess what? It's not some symbolic gesture. This bill would allow Florida to invest up to 10% of its public funds directly into Bitcoin. And let that sink in for a second. A U.S. state officially wants to hold Bitcoin. Way to go, Ron DeSantis, as a strategic reserve asset. This is the exact same playbook that El Salvador ran, except now, guess what? It's happening in the U.S. and in the U.S. banking system. The message? Bitcoin is no longer a fringe play, a sketch play. It's becoming state-level monetary infrastructure. Florida's move right here, it's going to set the precedent, right? When one state allocates into Bitcoins, the others are going to follow. Imagine Texas doing this. Imagine a 1 to 2% allocation from pension funds, university endowments, or even the Federal Reserve itself recognizing Bitcoin on its balance sheet. That is why this could ignite a wildfire, because institutional legitimacy, it starts at the local level. In Florida, they just threw the first domino. Now let's connect this all into the macro signal. What are we currently seeing? Look, here's the gold chart, right? You can see gold at the top, Bitcoin's at the bottom. Gold hit new highs. And historically, when gold leads, Bitcoin follows. Every major Bitcoin bull run has started within months of gold breaking all-time highs. And if you look at the current chart setup, Bitcoin supply on exchanges is at a 5-year low. Miner reserves are tightening and ETF flows are quietly ramping back up. All the models, stock to flow, MVRV, and halving cycle metrics are aligning for a Q4 target between, I don't know, like 150 to 200, somewhere in that range. It's going to happen. We're not in a bear market. Do not let them shake you out. Look, the psychology is shifting too. Smart money is starting to front run the laggards. Retail, it hasn't even woken up yet. And this is why this setup is so freaking perfect. It's amazing to see this, everyone. Look, if you're looking to position yourself correctly this cycle, if you're having any doubts, if you need help with your LLC tax structure, need someone to do the taxes, right? We got a few spots for those one-on-one calls. That link is down below in all my video descriptions. Check it out. You're going to want to get that call booked before it's too late. Now let's talk about the Russell. Everyone in crypto is talking about the Russell, but people don't even know what it is, right? This is where it gets spicy. The Russell 2000, what is it? It tracks like your small cap US stocks, and it just hit a brand new all-time high, and people, they don't really understand or comprehend what that means or why this actually matters for crypto. They just see the name Russell get thrown around, right? So when small caps pump, it means the market is shifting into risk on mode. If you didn't realize it, crypto is a risk asset. Investors are no longer hiding in bonds or blue chips. They're chasing yield. They're chasing momentum. They're chasing that parabolic upside. And guess what thrives in a risk-on environment? Crypto, everyone, especially altcoins. When the Russell 2000 moves, it's the signal that liquidity is rotating back into high volatility assets. This is the same setup we had in early 21, right before ETH, Solana, and XRP made their parabolic moves up. So when you see the Russell flying, it isn't random. It is the market whispering, risk is back. And speaking of risk on, well, Ripple just made the boldest move we've seen from any blockchain company this decade. And this right here, this is the meat and potatoes of the video. You better strap in and turn up the volume. We got breaking news coming in. So Ripple announced that they acquired G Treasury. You're probably like, who is G Treasury? We're going to cover it. Wait until you see, because the time we're done talking about G Treasury, you're going to be like, holy crap. So it's a $1 billion deal. And I'll tell you right now, 99.9% of people, they don't have any idea how big this actually is. So G Treasury isn't a startup, okay? It's not this brand new company. It's actually the engine behind liquidity management for over 1,000 major corporations. 1,000 major corporations. The invisible infrastructure where real money moves every day. By acquiring G Treasury, Ripple just plugged its XRP rails directly into enterprise treasury systems. The exact layer where trillions of dollars in capital flows across borders, between subsidiaries, and into the global banking network. Now, this is the connection point between traditional finance and blockchain settlement. Imagine CFOs being able to move fiat and digital assets side by side with on-demand liquidity through Ripple's rails. And now, thanks to Hidden Roads, remember that buyout? The same liquidity can now be deployed in repo markets. This isn't about hype. This is about replacing Swift with something faster, programmable, and fully compliant. This is the moment that crypto has been waiting for. But it gets bigger. Here's Ripple's official announcement on it, right? We're proud to announce that Ripple is acquiring a treasury management lender, G Treasury. This isn't just an acquisition. This is the merger of worlds. So what does G Treasury bring? I got you. 40 years of expertise managing corporate liquidity, risk, and payments. You combine that with Ripple's blockchain settlement and enterprise liquidity solutions, and suddenly you have a bridge into a multi-trillion-dollar market. We're talking about giving CFOs and global treasuries the ability to move idle cash instantly across yield or access yield across your borders, and to free up capital that has been stuck in these legacy systems for decades. This is how Ripple becomes the backbone of global finance, not by competing with banks, but by actually upgrading the banks. And here's the press release coming in from Ripple's website. We dug through it. We highlighted the most important part in here. So let's dig into what this actually means technically, right? Because that's what matters here, the technicals. So G Treasury, that's your system, right? The corps used to control your cash and to control all those positions across hundreds of bank accounts and currencies. G Treasury connects directly into your ERP systems, into SAP, into Oracle, you name it, they connect into it. Now imagine all of that, but now enhanced, right? Juiced up by Ripple's blockchain, by instant settlement, by global liquidity, and by real-time FX conversion. This is Ripple quietly building the financial internet. Not retail hype, not token pumps, but infrastructure adoption at the deepest level possible. Now you can see right here, it says they're going to unlock idle capital, tap into a multi-trillion-dollar global repo market, and it's 24/7, 365 real time. So this is Ripple going from a crypto company to being the financial backbone. But it gets bigger because Chad put this out, and this is huge. This is the killer detail right here. G Treasury is Swift compatible. You know what that means, right? Every single corporate client that currently uses Swift to send payments can now, through G Treasury, integrate and connect to RippleNet. This isn't Ripple trying to compete with Swift. This is Ripple absorbing Swift's role by integrating the system they already use. It's like plugging Tesla, its autopilot, into every gas car overnight. Swift, they just got evolved, and I don't even think they know it yet. But here's where the dots fully connect, because G Treasury sits in the middle of this chain. So you got G Treasury, you got Swift, you got JP Morgan, you got Goldman Sachs. These aren't just random institutions. They represent the highest layers of global capital movement. Now through Ripple's acquisition, that infrastructure, those rails, they all have direct access now to blockchain settlement. When we're talking about settlement, we're definitely talking XRP. So Ripple's digital liquidity can now flow through the same pipes that powers the traditional financial world. This isn't a maybe one day. It is happening right now. Like right now, this is actually going on. One way or another, XRP is finding its way into the global payment bloodstream. And if you thought we were done, we're not. Because we're talking about 13,000 banks, 12.5 trillion in payments volume. Yeah, that's what G Treasury is connected to. 13,000 banks, and they're doing over 12.5 trillion in payments volume. That isn't potential. We're talking about existing infrastructure, everyone. By integrating Ripple's tech, every one of those institutions gains access to on-demand liquidity, into instant settlement, and to tokenized capital flows. This is what replacing SWIFT looks like, not through headlines, but through the plumbing. Quiet, seamless, and unstoppable. And if you thought we were done, we're going to tease a little something that's going to be in our next video, so you stay tuned for that. Ripple was invited to the White House, to the gala hosted by President Trump. How do you like that? You like those apples, folks? Let's zoom out for a second now, right? Florida opens the door for U.S. Bitcoin reserve. Gold breaks all-time highs. Bitcoin's primed for 180,000. The Russell 2000 says risk is back on. And now Ripple acquired G Treasury and directly plugs into the heart of global payments. It's not a coincidence. It's coordination. I've been telling you this. I've been explaining this to you through every single video. Stop paying attention to price for just 5 minutes out of your day and pay attention to what is being built. SWIFT dominated the last century. Ripple, they're going to dominate the next one. The future of finance isn't about wires or wait time. It is about instant settlement, on-demand liquidity, and programmable money flowing 24/7 across a unified network. And now that Ripple's inside G Treasury, the transformation, it's already begun. Stay early, stay informed, and stay ahead, folks. And if you're ready to position yourself before that next macro wave, book that one-on-one strategy call. An investment in yourself is the best investment that you can make. Let's make sure you're not watching from the sidelines when this new financial system goes live, because you know what? History doesn't wait, and neither should you. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. That's going to do it for me. I'll catch y'all in the next one.